Hey everyone, welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm your host Ashley Mova, and this is the daily show where we give you all of the latest news from the world of movies, plus some insight into what it all means. Our head honcho today is AMC Movie News production manager, Dennis Zen.
Hey guys, as you can see, John Campy is not here. He is sick today, so I got the big boy chair today. So yeah, let's get started.
Also here, AMC Movie News entertainment correspondent, Erin Darling.
Hello and good morning, guys. I hope you all had a lovely Valentine's Day weekend or President's Day. Is that what happened yesterday? I don't know.
Day, yeah.
All I know is it was 3 days off, and that was fantastic. Good to see you all.
Also here, writer-director John Schnepp.
Yeah, it was President's Day was awesome. Totally rocked President's Day. It was incredible. I can't even explain all the amazing things that I did yesterday on President's Day.
Which president did you dress up as this President's Day?
Can't even tell you that. It was so awesome. It would blow everybody's mind if they knew which president I actually pretended to be yesterday.
Like 5 of them at the same time.
I was like actually 8 different presidents, just a different piece of their clothing. So it was amazing.
We are inching closer to the anticipated release of James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's been reported that the first official trailer will premiere on Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight with an introduction from Chris Pratt. To tide us over, we now have 3 brand new images and a 15-second teaser clip. Guardians of the Galaxy will hit AMC theaters everywhere on August 1st and stars Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, and the voice of Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel. Dennis, do you like the teaser clip and the new photos?
Oh, I think it looks great. I think it looks like a Marvel version of Firefly and Star Trek, J.J. Abrams' version, mushed together. And I'm super excited for the trailer tonight. And I think Marvel's going to start their marketing campaign now to let people know, because people are not familiar with this property at all. So they're going to have a long task ahead of them before they release it.
Yeah, for me, I love the 15 seconds, even though it's just literally like 15 shots, really. I mean, of all the different characters and stuff. But I can't wait to see the full trailer, and I'm really excited that Marvel is going, cosmic.
Yeah. I agree. I'm excited for this too. I mean, this is kind of an out there concept for Marvel, and I love the fact that what we're seeing right now is really grounding it down, and it's not as crazy as everyone thought. It looks doable, it looks amazing, and I think it's going to be something that people really enjoy when it hits theaters.
Did you notice that they kind of hid Rocket Raccoon in that 15 seconds?
Yeah.
They put him behind Groot.
Yeah.
You see this gunfire, you see a little bit of Rocket Raccoon, but I'm guessing in the full trailer they're going to show him.
Well, that's the same clip that they had at San Diego Comic-Con, and you actually see the full rotation. They're rotating around Groot and Rocket Raccoon while they're firing. So you're gonna, maybe it wasn't a finished shot or whatever that I saw, but yeah, I can't wait to see it, and it's fun to see all. It also reminded me a little. It had a flavor of Doctor Who in it, all the different weird characters, but way up, bigger budget. So I'm excited.
I mean, I saw a few minor complaints about the CG, but people have to understand that the CG is not done yet. They still have many months to go before it releases, and that's the thing that they work on until the very end.
Like what was? I didn't. What
People complain about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer that it was too CG. It's like they don't realize that this is not the final version. They're gonna fix it up, just little minor details.
On top of that, it's fake. It's not real anyway, right? It's not even real. It didn't look real. It's not real. What part of it is real? That's what I love.
They get a real raccoon, don't you know? They get a real raccoon and they prop him up and move him
Except
around.
for those 2 shots that we decided to stick in that looked extra phony.
Yeah.
Because a couple of pixels were off. The shading was weird, dude. I don't know.
I think it looked great. I love this world that they're creating right now. I can't wait to spend 2 hours in it.
All right. What's next?
A Christmas release date has been set for the new Untitled Cameron Crowe film, which stars Emma Stone, Bradley Cooper, Rachel McAdams, and Alec Baldwin. The story revolves around Cooper as a Hawaii-based defense contractor who works with an Air Force pilot, Stone, to stop the launch of a weapons satellite. While the pair also deals with supernatural island magic and a talking computer, they start to fall for each other. Schnepp, what do you make of these details for Crowe's upcoming project?
It sounds great. The only thing that threw me was that last sentence with island supernatural things and a talking computer. I was just like, and Cameron Crowe. It just it doesn't fit in for me. I mean, I can't wait to see it. I think he's a genius. So however he gets the talking computer to work in and whatever kind of island supernatural elements, I'm sure they'll be fun. So
Aaron?
I'm a huge fan of Cameron Crowe. I know that recently in his last couple of endeavors, a lot of people have not liked them. They've been relatively unpopular compared to his larger body of work, but I love everything about him. And this movie, I have a lot of faith in it. I'm excited to see his next project and what he brings to it, and what I think Emma Stone is amazing too. I'd love to see her in this.
I'm a fan of him as well. I didn't really care for Elizabethtown, but you know, I love Almost Famous. I thought Jerry Maguire was good, and this sounds like an 80s movie that's mixed with Lost with that supernatural island element. So I'm excited to see. And we talked earlier, I think last week, about Emma Stone being maybe an action hero, and I think, you know, Air Force pilot. You know, maybe they'll. I don't think this is gonna be a straight up action movie, but I think they'll have some action elements into it. All right, guys, so now we're up to the buy and sell segment where Ashley's going to read off some movie topics, and me, Schnepp, and Aaron are going to decide whether we buy or sell it. Ashley, what do we got?
Everything continues to be awesome for the Lego Movie as the film racked up an impressive $63.5 million over President's Day weekend, keeping it at first place for its second weekend at the box office. The film has also now dethroned Valentine's Day as setting the record for the holiday weekend, which came in at $63.1 million. Aaron, buy or sell the success of the Lego Movie?
Finally! Valentine's Day was holding the record? What? I am so excited. I think it's about time. The Lego movie is fantastic. I think I speak for everyone here at the table. We all really, really enjoyed that movie. And Valentine's Day was a terrible movie. And I am so excited that finally it's been usurped. Thank you, audience. Thank you, everyone on the internet.
Yeah, I liked the Lego movie. You know, I came in there thinking, like, what's all this stuff about all these Legos, you know? And I was into it. It was fun. And now that everyone's seen Lego like 8 times, check out Robocop. It's not that bad. I went and saw it like two nights ago, and I was expecting RoboFlop, and it was actually fun. It's not the old 80s Robocop, but it's a very fun reboot, you know.
I'm going to buy the Lego Movie success. I think it's amazing, not only because it beat out Valentine's Day for Valentine's Day weekend, that it's the second week. It's the second week that beats it. And also, it only dropped off from about 70 million to like 63. So that's a small margin of fall off, which is great for them. That means that it's going to sustain. That means there's a lot of positive buzz and repeated viewings. I've seen it 3 times already.
That's
really?
right.
Yes.
Lego has legs, yo.
Yeah.
Oh!
But as someone who's seen it 3 times, has your experience differed at all from the first time, the third time you saw it? Are you picking up new things because it's such a fast-paced movie?
Yeah, I think visual things. You pick a lot of visual, and then sometimes there are little sound bites in the background that someone's chirping in that you start to pick up.
Nice.
All right, what's next?
An Angry Birds movie is still very much in development, and now Rovio Entertainment has chosen Sony Pictures Imageworks in Vancouver as its primary animation house for production. The movie is being directed by Fergal Riley and Clay Cadis from a screenplay by John Vitti. Should buy or sell Rovio choosing Sony Pictures Imageworks as their primary animation studio?
Man, I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited about Flappy Bird. I'll have to buy it. Oh, wait, it's not Flappy Bird. It's Angry Bird.
Aaron?
I'm gonna sell this one. I am not excited for this movie to hit the big screen. I don't see the story there. I mean, Angry Birds is such a simplistic game that I don't understand where they're going to draw some sort of plot line out of this. So I have little faith at this point in time. I'm gonna sell.
I'm going to sell it as well, but in the subject matter of the actual animation house that they're getting, the Sony, Sony Pictures Imageworks, they're actually mostly known for doing visual effects work for like 2012, Amazing Spider-Man, and a bunch of other stuff. They don't really have a huge 3D animated kids movie department, so I'm going to sell for that
Or maybe
reason.
they're going to make like the pigs versus the birds like super realistic so people can complain about it when they see the trailer.
And Versus is hot right now. It's a trend.
Yeah, and pigs versus birds. I'm going to go see that movie.
All right.
I buy it, by the way. That movie, I sell the other things.
All right, what's next?
James Cameron has been busy working on his Avatar sequels and recently provided an update. Cameron stated that they are busy developing the software and writing the scripts, but he hasn't started actually directing yet. He elaborated on the new worlds and habitats he'll be introducing and also added that he is looking at high frame rate. I'm studying it. I haven't made the final decision yet whether the entire film will be made at high frame rate or parts of it. Dennis, buy or sell Cameron's comments and details?
I will buy his comments. I'm a big James Cameron fan. I hate high frame rate. I saw the first Hobbit in high frame rate. Granted, it was my second time. I couldn't stand it. It just looks like a soap opera or like you're kind of watching a behind the scenes thing. I know James Cameron is really big on pushing forward like movie making technology. I read his biography, The Futurist, and he's very passionate about both movies and the technology behind movies, but I hope that he decides that it isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Do you think that he wants to do 60 frames per
Yes.
second as opposed to 48? There's a difference between Peter Jackson's high frame rate, which is 48, doubling the 24 traditional cinema frames per second, and Cameron's doing the 30, which is like 60 fields per second. That's actually double the animation that they're going to have to do too. That's 60 frames per second instead of your traditional 24, 29.8 for the technical nerds out there. So I'd love to see it. I mean, I've seen like a test footage that Douglas Trumbull did like 20 years ago that was at 60 frames per second, and it's pretty incredible. I mean, but that was shot with film. That was like, you know, it's some interesting test footage, but I would love to actually see someone try it. And if Cameron, who's an incredible filmmaker, an auteur, if he's going to do it, I'll definitely, obviously, go see Avatar #2. Whether it was he shot at 7 frames per second, I'd be like, he's trying something weird. I'm going to go check it out. But so I'm buying.
You buy the
that,
comments? All right, Aaron?
Yeah, I'd watch Avatar 2, whether it was shot on a webcam on his MacBook Pro or whether it was in high frame rate. I trust Cameron's vision. I don't love high frame rate personally. It's not really for me. I agree with you, Dennis, and your sentiments toward it. I just don't think visually it's what I love to see in a movie. But I do trust him, and he's studying it. He's educating himself on the process, and that's all responsible for a decision that he wants to make. So I'm going to go ahead and buy his comments.
All right, so before we get into mailbag, we are going to answer some live questions at the end. Now we are doing the Twitter questions. You can tweet right here at AMC Movie News, and Ashley will pick out some questions for us to answer. But first up, we have a mailbag. So what questions do we got pulled out, Ashley?
Jordan Macchio writes, hey guys, there was a rumor that in the Godzilla trailer, there was a split second where you can see another monster. What do you think this means, and how will Godzilla and these other monsters get to Earth? Thanks, and keep up the great work.
Well, it's no rumor because I saw the teaser trailer that was leaked before the full trailer, and there's this giant, dead, big monster on the ground that's not Godzilla. Yeah. So there's definitely going to be some other monsters in there. I don't know how many. Hopefully Godzilla fights them. Also, I don't know if they're coming from space or the ocean, or if they want to take a sci-fi twist and say some scientists created these monsters through dinosaur DNA mixed with whatever. So have you guys heard anything else?
No, but that sounds like a Jaeger and Kaiju revival, and I like it.
Right? I heard that these monsters are coming from some kind of weird electric breach in the Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I heard Charlie Day was involved. He was just, you know, in a lab somewhere.
Yeah, there are definitely going to be other monsters other than Godzilla. I saw the same leaked teaser trailer, and they have like a centipede-style crab carcass on a giant monster burned or something. So I think Godzilla is going to mess some other monsters up. I can't wait to see the new Godzilla movie, and especially since there's monster-on-monster action. It's going to be great.
Aaron?
No, he nailed it. Monster-on-monster action. How can I trump that?
Sounds like a
can't.
porno. Sounds like a porno.
That's right.
All right, what's next?
Nick Whitaker writes, hey AMC, love the show. I don't know if this theory has already been speculated, but because Joss Whedon confirmed that a big character will certainly die in Avengers 2, do you think it might actually be Iron Man? I know he's given the studio some grief about how much all the actors are getting paid for the Avengers movies, and seeing as though there isn't a confirmed Iron Man 4 movie after the Avengers sequel, that raised my suspicions, because I feel he'd get another sequel as he has been the character that got the ball rolling in the first place. Do you think he'll get killed off?
I highly doubt it. I mean, Iron Man is such, even though before the movie came out, he wasn't such a huge character, but after the success of it, he's so big, there's no way they're killing him off. You know, eventually Robert Downey Jr. will step down and they'll have a new person take over that spot. But no, you know, we had speculated before that it might have been Black Widow or Hawkeye, and now with Kevin Feige's comments about Black Widow maybe getting a standalone movie, I'm leaning more towards Hawkeye. Aaron, what do you think?
If I could choose any member of the Avengers to be killed off, it would certainly be Hawkeye. Of course it would be. All the other characters are so much less lame. Let's just put it that way. If I had to choose one, that's who it would be. However, I'm not on the mind of Joss Whedon, and I know that he loves to kill off the characters that we love, so I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it was a character like Iron Man.
Schnepp?
I don't think they're going to kill off Iron Man. I mean, Iron Man 3 just made over $1 billion, so I'm sure they are going to make an Iron Man 4 and not do a reboot of the Iron Man franchise that's outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they're going to try to keep Iron Man, whether it's War Machine as Iron Man in Iron Man 4 or whatever. I don't think they're going to kill Tony Stark. Who do I think they're going to kill? Ultron? I don't think anyone's going to die. I mean, if anything, we saw in Avengers that even if someone dies, they don't really die. Because, you know, Agent Coulson lives in a TV series. So, and that was like a big death. So.
And he'll probably pop up in the second one.
Probably show up in the second one, yep.
All right. Now we're going to take some live questions. Remember, you can post your questions on Twitter at AMC News. And Ashley, what do we got?
Anthony Williams writes, what is your favorite Harry Potter movie? Mine is Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Mine is the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban. That's the one Alfonso Cuarón did. That was the first one, because I actually thought the first two were pretty boring, and I was ready to kind of forget the franchise. And after I saw that, it brought me back in. So what about you guys?
I'm going to chime with you because I just watched the third one again like 2 weeks ago. It's such a fantastic film. And not that the first two Harry Potters were bad. They were done by Chris Columbus.
Yeah.
They were just a little baby style for me. Like, I was like, oh, little kids stuff, you know, that's cool. And then the third one was like, you know, Gary Oldman, Sirius Black, freakish monsters. It was really fun. So that is definitely my favorite one.
Aaron?
As a non-fan of the franchise, I don't have a favorite. Sorry.
Which one do you least like? Or least hate, I mean.
Probably Deathly Hallows.
Okay.
One, yeah.
All right. What's the next question?
All right, Anthony's got another question. He says, what actor/actress do you feel deserved an Oscar nomination that didn't receive one?
Oh, that one's tough. Do you guys have any ideas? Because I know for actors, I have Michael B. Jordan and Tom Hanks.
Right.
But on the women's side, I'm not too sure.
I think Casey Affleck.
Oh, for the men's side.
Yeah, for Out of the Furnace.
He was great.
I'm really surprised.
For women, let me think. They got Cate Blanchett. She definitely deserves the Oscar, but I don't know. I'm feeling stumped right now with these live viewer questions. So let's ask another one, and I'll have time to think of the answer to the other.
All right, we'll get back to that one. Do you have another question, Ashley?
I sure do. Jonathan Rivera says, hey, AMC, in this day and age, will we see more villain-driven movies like Chronicle and Maleficent?
I think so, but not so much where like they're 100% evil, but the kind of backstory like a Chronicle or Maleficent, or if anyone's seen the play Wicked, where they try to explain how they turned evil so that they were good in the beginning. I don't know about if any movies are going to start off with just the villain.
We have a couple coming out.
Which
That's
one?
what Sony's doing with the Sinister Six. So I think we're definitely going to see this happening in the future. It's a trend that is really having a moment right now, and with Sony going that direction with Spider-Man, after we see the fourth movie being made, I think we can definitely count on seeing a lot of villain-driven movies, and I'm kind of excited for that. Personally, I love Spider-Man villains. They're my favorites because of reasons that you kind of established before, that they're not all straight bad guys. They're usually a good or normal person that ends up turning bad due to a series of unfortunate events. So I can't wait to see these movies happen.
Yeah, I'd like to see a MODOK standalone movie, and that's all I've got to say about that.
With the Spider-Man villains, though, I almost feel like Sony is kind of pushed in a corner to do that because they don't own any other properties,
Right.
and that's the only way that they can go.
I think it's a smart move for them, though, because all of those villains do have great stories, and they're really interesting characters. So I think it's a great way for them to be creative and utilize the different characters that they do have the ability to put into a movie.
All right. Another question?
Yes. Ishmael Musa writes, do you think Tarantino would be a good match for writer-director for a Deadpool movie? Love the show.
Oh,
Aaron?
I'm wearing my Deadpool
Aaron?
shirt, guys! Yeah! I love this question. Actually, I think that's an amazing suggestion. I would love to see him do that, but I also think that the Deadpool property is in really good hands right now. I think director Tim Miller, who is incredible, and his background in FX, I mean, I've seen the test footage, you guys. I've seen their Rip-O-Matic. The Deadpool movie is going to be awesome in the hands that it's currently in with Dark Trick. So I'm going to say that. Although I love the fact that I'd love to see a Tarantino spin on it as well, I have complete faith in the team that has it right now.
Schnepp?
Yeah, I would definitely not want to see Tarantino do it, but mainly because he said that out of his own mouth. He said he would never want to do a superhero movie. He just writes his own stuff, and that's what I'd rather see him do, is his own original movies. So I would not want to see him adapt any superhero films ever. So.
I think it would be a great fit, you know, with especially with the dialogue and the action with swords, and you know, I thought he did a great job with Kill Bill. But I agree with you. I don't think he's ever going to do a superhero movie.
And right now, the Deadpool script is written by Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese, who did Zombieland and G.I. Joe Retaliation, and they're super funny, talented guys with a real passion for the project and a great understanding of the character, and it could not be in better hands right now, I'm telling you. This movie needs to be made. Fox, you guys need to make Deadpool!
All right. Another question?
David Vasquez writes, hey, sons and daughters of AMC, love the show. Do you think Hollywood will ever make an Ultraman movie?
I don't think so. I mean, Ultraman is such a... I know who he is, and people in Japan know who he is, but he's just not well known here. And also his... I don't know, how silly is that character in today's setting? You know, imagine Ultraman showed up in like a Godzilla movie and he fought Godzilla. It'd be too silly. How about
Yeah, I hate silly movies.
Aaron?
I do. Well, this coming from the girl that wants to see a Plastic Man stand alone. I think there's definitely room for silly movies in Hollywood right now. I wouldn't rule it out completely.
I wouldn't rule it out either. I think that if they took a Pacific Rim style approach to Ultraman, I think it could be adapted quite well. And you just have to close the door on the 35 different Ultraman suits, and you have to reopen it in a different way. You know, I would love to see someone try to make an Ultraman movie. I would go see it. I don't know if it would be good, but someone has to reimagine it. You know.
All right, what's next?
Oscar Armendariz writes, who is going to be the next leader of Sinister Six, Green Goblin or other villain we have not seen let in a Spider-Man movies?
I mean, isn't it supposed to be Doc Ock in the comic books? I think Doc Ock is supposed to be the main guy, but it's weird because they're not going to introduce him either till the end of this upcoming one or the next one. So my guess is Green Goblin is going to be the leader. Schnepp, what do you think?
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, the actual Harry Osborn as Green Goblin. You know, I don't think Doc Ock is going to lead it. In the second one, he'll be a scientist at Oscorp. You know, yeah, I would go with Green Goblin.
Aaron?
I would say with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 not even out yet, we still got a couple months for that one, and we have 2 additional movies after that as well. It's way too early to tell, and I think that decisions will be made in that process of time. I don't think that they know right now because they want to play up who is the most popular villain. I think they're going to choose the one that we love to hate, and I think that'd be in their best interest.
All right, guys, so that was the last question. Thanks for joining us. To my right, thanks for joining us. Aaron, where can people find you?
Thank you. Twitter, Aaron A. Darling, Facebook, Aaron Darling fan page, and YouTube. Aaron Ashley D, thank you so much for tuning in. Get well, John.
And Schnepp?
Yo, what's up?
Where can people find you?
At Twitter, Instagram, at John Schnepp. What's going on? That's it.
And our lovely host, Ashley?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Ashley Mova. Happy Tuesday, guys.
And you can find me on Twitter at ThinkHero and on YouTube, ThinkHero Pro. So thanks for watching, and see you guys later.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.